Alright folks, buckle up because we're about to dive into the wild world of social engineering. A recent study found that over 90% of cyber attacks start with a sneaky little thing called social engineering. So what exactly is this digital voodoo? It's all about tricking people like you and me into doing something we probably shouldn't. Think of it as the ultimate con game, but instead of a shifty character in a trench coat, it's all done through our phones and computers. Clever, eh? And here's the kicker. Anyone can fall victim. It doesn't matter if you're a tech whiz or just starting to figure out how to send an email, social engineers are masters of manipulation. They prey on our natural instincts like trust, helpfulness, and even fear. Knowledge is power, my friends. By the end of this video, you'll be armed with the know-how to spot these digital shenanigans a mile away. Okay, so we've established that social engineering is basically the digital equivalent of a con artist, but what does that actually look like? Imagine this. You get an email that looks like it's from your bank, asking you to update your account information. You click the link thinking you're being all responsible, but bam, you've just been phished. That, my friends, is social engineering in action. It's all about deception, using clever tactics to trick you into revealing sensitive info, like your passwords or bank details. And trust me, these guys are good. They'll create fake websites that look identical to the real deal, send you emails that seem totally legit, even impersonate people you know to gain your trust. We'll give you the lowdown on everything from phishing to pretexting to baiting, so you can spot these digital gremlins from a mile away. Because remember, a little bit of knowledge goes a long way in the fight against cybercrime. Alright, let's talk phishing. It's about as common as a dodgy kebab after a night out and twice as nasty. Imagine this, you're minding your own business, scrolling through your inbox when bam, an email claiming to be from your bank pops up. It looks official, all logos and fancy formatting, even addresses you by name. Please update your account details, it says, helpfully providing a link. You click, thinking you're being a responsible citizen, and boom, you've just been hooked. These emails, texts, or even social media messages are designed to look legit, but they're about as genuine as a fake tan in January. They often create a sense of urgency. Your account has been compromised, or offer something too good to be true. Congratulations, you've won the lottery. All to trick you into handing over your precious information. But fear not, my friends. Later on, we'll give you the lowdown on how to spot these dodgy emails and avoid becoming another fished-out statistic. Next up, we've got pretexting, the social engineering equivalent of method acting. This one's all about crafting a believable persona to gain your trust. Imagine, if you will, a charming individual calling you up, claiming to be from IT support. They've got all the right lingo, they know a few details about you, and they're just so darn helpful. They might say there's a problem with your computer and ask for your password to fix it. Or they could pose as a new employee needing access to certain files. Sneaky, right? Pretexting is all about playing a role, creating a scenario where you willingly hand over information you'd never dream of sharing with a stranger. These social engineers are masters of manipulation, using charm, authority, or even intimidation to get what they want. But don't worry, we've got your back. Later in this video, we'll equip you with the skills to see through these elaborate charades and keep your personal information safe and sound. Last but not least, we've got baiting, the digital equivalent of leaving a juicy worm on a hook. This one plays on our natural curiosity, our desire for free stuff, or even our fear of missing out. Picture this. You're browsing the web when you stumble across a pop-up announcing you've won a fantastic prize. All you have to do is click the link and fill out a quick survey. Sounds easy peasy, right? Well, hold your horses. That, my friends, could be a classic baiting scam. See, baiting is all about dangling something irresistible in front of you, something that seems too good to be true. It could be a free download, a promise of exclusive content, or even a fake job offer. But here's the kicker. That irresistible offer is often laced with malware or designed to steal your personal information. You click the link, download the file, or fill out the form, and bam, you've just opened the door to your digital life. So take a breath, think before you click, and stay tuned for our expert tips on avoiding these digital traps. Remember that time you lost your debit card and had to cancel it? Annoying, right? Well, imagine being Target Corporation back in 2013. They had a bit of a whoopsie moment when hackers, not content with discount toiletries, decided to steal the personal data of millions of customers. How'd they do it? Good old-fashioned phishing, but with a corporate twist. See, these sneaky cybercriminals targeted Target's Achilles heel, their HVAC vendor. Yep, you heard that right. Heating and air conditioning. They sent a phishing email to an unsuspecting employee who, thinking it was legit, clicked the link. Boom! The hackers were in, spreading through Target systems like digital ninjas on Black Friday. The moral of the story: even big corporations with fancy security systems can fall victim to social engineering. Ever gotten a weird email from your boss asking for an urgent wire transfer? Hopefully not, but for some unlucky souls, that's the reality of CEO impersonation scams. Imagine this. You're just trying to be a good employee when an email pops up, seemingly from the big cheese themselves, requesting a large sum of money be transferred to a specific account. It's top secret, the email urges, don't tell anyone. You, being the diligent worker bee you are, comply. Congratulations, you've just been had. This scam preys on our natural inclination to obey authority figures, especially when it comes to matters of money. The scammers often do their homework, researching the CEO's communication style and using sophisticated techniques to spoof their email address. They create a sense of urgency, pressure, and even secrecy to manipulate their victims into acting quickly and without question. The consequences: devastating. Okay, let's be honest, we've all seen this one. An email from a wealthy Nigerian prince promising untold riches in exchange for a small processing fee. It's almost comical in its absurdity, like something out of a bad spy movie. You'd have to be daft to fall for it, right? Well, believe it or not, this scam, as old as the internet itself, still manages to snare victims. Why? Because it plays on our basic human desires: greed, the allure of easy money, and the hope of a financial miracle. The scammers spin elaborate tales of fortunes frozen in foreign banks, political turmoil, and the need for your help in transferring vast sums of money. They appeal to your sense of empathy, promising a hefty reward for your assistance. Of course, it's all a load of bollocks. There is no fortune, no prince, and no reward. Right, you lot, time for a little experiment. We've talked the talk, now let's walk the walk. Remember those dodgy USB drives I mentioned earlier? The ones that magically appear in car parks looking all innocent and forgotten? Well, we decided to conduct a little social experiment to see just how tempting those digital Trojan horses really are. We grabbed a handful of perfectly harmless and empty USB drives and scattered them around a busy office building. Think of it as a digital Easter egg hunt, but with potentially disastrous consequences. Would our unsuspecting victims succumb to their curiosity and plug in the mystery drives? Or would they heed our earlier warnings and toss them straight in the bin? Now, for our next trick, we thought we'd try a bit of good old-fashioned pretexting. We wanted to see if we could convince someone to hand over sensitive information over the phone, just by pretending to be from IT support. We set up a fake help desk hotline, complete with hold music and a professional-sounding voicemail message, and started cold calling employees at a local business. Our IT technician, let's call him Dave, spun a yarn about a system update gone wrong, claiming he needed to verify their login credentials to fix the problem. Would our unsuspecting victims fall for Dave's tech-savvy charm and cough up their passwords? Or would they see through his ruse and hang up faster than you can say firewall? So, how did our little social engineering experiments pan out? Well, the results were pretty eye-opening to say the least. Turns out, a whopping 60% of people in our USB drop experiment couldn't resist the allure of a free and potentially dangerous mystery drive. They plugged those bad boys straight into their computers without a second thought. And as for our help desk hustle, well, Dave managed to sweet-talk his way into getting login credentials from a staggering 40% of the people he called. It just goes to show how easily we can be tricked when confronted with a believable story and a bit of perceived authority. We're naturally trusting creatures, especially when dealing with people who seem knowledgeable or official. Alright folks, time to transform from sitting ducks into social engineering ninjas. First off, let's talk about our greatest asset, common sense. If something online seems too good to be true, it probably is. Free cruise? Doubtful. Nigerian prince wants to share his fortune? Give me a break. Trust your gut, my friends, it's usually right. Next up, let's talk about those dodgy emails. See a suspicious sender address? Hover over that link before you click. Does it actually lead to the website it claims? If something feels off, bin it, and never ever give out personal information unless you initiated the conversation and trust the source. Remember, your data is precious. Treat it like your favorite pair of socks. Keep it safe and sound. Now that we've covered the basics, let's talk tech. Think of it as building a digital fortress around your precious data. First up, passwords. I know it's tempting to use password 123 for everything, but trust me, that's about as effective as a chocolate teapot. Use strong, unique passwords for every single account, and consider a password manager to keep track of them all. Next, let's talk about two-factor authentication, 2FA. Think of it as the ultimate security guard for your online accounts. Even if someone nabs your password, they can't get in without that second form of verification, usually a code sent to your phone. Enable 2FA wherever possible. It's like giving those pesky social engineers a digital deadbolt to the face. Remember folks, the fight against social engineering is a marathon, not a sprint. These scammers are constantly evolving their tactics, finding new ways to exploit our weaknesses and steal our precious data. That's why it's crucial to stay informed about the latest threats. Think of it as a digital self-defense class. The more you know, the better equipped you'll be to protect yourself. So, how do you stay ahead of the game? Well, for starters, keep an eye on those tech blogs and news websites. They often report on new scams and security breaches, giving you the lowdown on what to watch out for. You can also sign up for email alerts from organizations like the National Cybersecurity Center. They'll keep you in the loop about the latest threats and provide helpful tips on staying safe online. And don't be afraid to talk to your friends and family about social engineering. Share your newfound knowledge, spread the word about the latest scams, and help create a safer digital world. Remember folks, we're all in this together. So there you have it folks. We've journeyed into the dark depths of social engineering, explored its sneaky tactics, and witnessed firsthand how easily even the savviest among us can fall prey to these digital tricksters. But fear not, my friends, for knowledge is power. By arming ourselves with the information we've uncovered today, we can transform from unsuspecting victims into human firewalls, impervious to the wiles of these digital con artists. Remember, the strongest security system in the world is only as good as the person using it. No amount of fancy software or complex passwords can protect us if we're not vigilant, aware, and just a tad bit skeptical. So, the next time you encounter a suspicious email, a too-good-to-be-true offer, or a charming stranger asking for your personal information, remember what you've learned today. The fight against social engineering is not a one-time battle, but an ongoing campaign for our digital well-being. It requires us to stay informed, be proactive, and share our knowledge with others. Tell your friends, family, and colleagues about the dangers of social engineering. Spread the word, not the malware. Together, we can create a safer, more secure digital world where social engineers are left twiddling their thumbs, wondering why their sneaky tactics are no longer working. Remember, folks, the power is in our hands, or rather, our mouse clicks and keyboard strokes. Let's use them wisely. Thanks for joining me on this wild ride through the world of social engineering. Stay savvy, stay safe, and keep those BS detectors on high alert. Until next time, happy browsing.